Well, that sounds like a great opportunity for people because, like you said, it's an opportunity to network, but it's also an opportunity to socialize and be in a familiar surrounding yet again, and
Right.
continue for that facility to be useful.
Exactly. You know, and one of the other things that we've been working on too, that Bob Bormans has, it started actually in December, and it's really kind of rolling right now, is you mentioned the CORD group, which is Collaborative Organizations Responding to Dislocation. This is a group that's gotten together every 2 weeks, normally at the job center. Consists of a lot of individuals from the community areas such as social groups or social organizations, community action would be in there. We've got education represented, we've got businesses, we've got government, municipal, we've got the county represented, economic development. So it's a really wide range of people that are getting together, and what we're doing is trying to find ways to help the dislocated workers through finding ways to help them with financial situations, for example, maybe mortgage counseling, maybe bankruptcy counseling, things of that nature, and maybe finding some funding that can help out with that. This group is now looking at submitting, and we already have submitted several grants to try and locate funding to help with these programs. So it's not just giving the moral support, but actually finding funding to help the individuals in their situations when they're maybe running out of funds and they need that help. Transportation, things of that nature. So the CORD group is really a comprehensive organization that's looking at finding ways to help the unemployed, no matter what it might be. There's going to be several workshops there that are be coming up very soon, too, that are going to be offered. Anywhere from grieving over the loss of a job to, again, the transportation issues, the mental aspect of not having a job, and how that affects the family, how the children are affected, homelessness. So these are all going to be covered in several workshops that are coming up that individuals are certainly invited in for.
How can people learn more about CORD if they want to learn more about what's being offered or any ideas? Is there a website for it? Or
they can actually, there is a CORD site on the SWWDB.org site. If they go to that, there's a section called CORD. That includes the newsletters that have been put together, includes description and mission of what it's about. It includes the notes from the meetings and what they've been covering. And anyone, I might add, that wants to join this group that really feels they have some input is welcome. It's open.
It is open.
We generally have about 12 to 14 people there. We don't want to get too big, but on the other hand, if someone feels they have ability to contribute to that, ideas or resources or whatever, yeah, join us. We meet every other Tuesday, as I mentioned, usually the job center.
Well, it's just been very impressive for me to watch because being associated with Workforce Development Board, I've got to see some of the meetings and just the process, and it's very impressive how it's such a brainstorming session with one goal in mind, which is to help the dislocated workers.
Exactly.
And within that kind of a mission approach, finding ways to address the problem and really taking a very good leadership role and bringing it together.
Yeah, they've actually been working with a gentleman named Larry Molnar out of the University of Michigan, who is an expert on getting federal grants, especially those in the auto-related businesses and industries. And he's helped us put together several proposals. A couple of them, unfortunately, weren't funded, but they can be tweaked a little bit, and we're hopefully going to get some additional funding for that. So,
well, that's what's so important, is that the dislocated worker is at the forefront. News everywhere. That's what you keep hearing about. And there is supposedly government money out there, the stimulus, but it's making the connection between here we are and here's the big government, and making that bridge is what I think you've been doing so well.
And that's Larry's expertise. He knows these individuals out in Washington. He knows the ones in Chicago or in Detroit. And so he knows all the roads to take, the right people to contact, the right people to get letters from. And he kind of guides us through the process. So it's very helpful to have him on board with us.
Was he involved in that workshop that you put on a couple months ago?
March 16th, yes.
That Black Hawk.
Yeah, we had a number of federal, state, and private and local organizations, foundations, etc., come in and present. And then people were able to sit down at roundtable discussions to find out more about how they might be able to access the funding that those organizations or government agencies have.
It's what's so frustrating is that the funds may be there, and the need is there, but it's connecting.
How do you
too.
do it? How do you go about doing it? And that's where Larry's expertise has really helped us.
And if anybody would know, I guess a guy from Michigan would.
Yeah,
so.
he certainly would. Yep. He didn't want to come into Wisconsin territory, but we invited him, and he came.
He seemed very nice and knowledgeable.
Yeah, he was. He may be a Wolverine, but I think we converted him into a Badger.
There you go. What is it that they? Is it just a membership with Monster.com, period, or is there some additional services the Monster offers, or? I'm not an employer, so I don't know their.
Because it's a limited contract. We got this contract through Monster. It's called a resume search contract, but it's limited because we paid very little compared to what their normal cost is. So what that means is they get some of the services, but not all. But the basic services are still there. They would come to us. We would give them an ID.
Mm-hmm.
They would be able to use that. We would put in the information that they want. We would work with them to find out what the parameters are. Example, if there's a certain salary requirement, or if somebody, again, the educational requirement. We put that into the system. We do the search and we send it back to them. Then it's in their hands. They can either hire, or if they find some it's not who they're looking for, they can come back to us. We do another search for them.
Is it something that if you guys weren't there, then these employers might not go to Monster.com at all because they wouldn't want to pay for whatever fees Monster has?
Monster's fees are they're pretty. I wouldn't say hefty, but they're pretty substantial, and so Monster is really bent over backwards to work with us to give this to the. They know that this area, and in fact, Beverly Wheeler, who's one of the higher ups in their organization, was here a few weeks ago. Basically said they're kind of giving us this almost for free because this area has such a problem with the unemployment the way it is that they want to help us out, and so they're doing this, and they're also kind of trying it on a trial basis because they haven't done it before.
So this helps Monster attract employers that they maybe wouldn't have seen.
That's true.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Monster may eventually get some business out of this down the road too, if the contract isn't renewed or if it expires, whatever. And those businesses find that Monster really has helped them out. They may want to continue.
Monster to show off what they can do.
Sure. Yep.
I guess we should mention Eric one more time. How do people get in touch with him?
Okay, and I've got Eric's number here. I'll give that to you. Eric Kuznazic is the Kuznazic. I will say Kuznazic is at 741-3502, or you can email Eric, and it's e.kuznacic.
It's probably better to call.
You might want to call, and then .org. At jobcenter.org, I should say. But the number again, and I don't have it memorized, so it's 741-3502. Eric actually will walk the business person, and generally it's the HR person, the human resources person, through the process. Doesn't take long. It doesn't cause a lot of work on the part of the business. We just need to get them registered, which is a simple process. Once they're registered and they give us what they're looking for, we put that in, we send it out, we send them all the resumes, we can email it to them, we can send them hard copy, whatever they want, or if they want to receive it. They then use that to the best of their ability. Again, if it doesn't meet what they're looking for, we can go on another search for them. We can set all the parameters that they want. So it's really a win-win for them. We actually do the work for them, really. So the business, if the HR person doesn't have the time or doesn't want to do the search, that's fine because we do it for them. So,
Greg, I don't know if it gets any better.
It doesn't.
I hope this is a tremendous success.
I hope it is too. Thanks, Yuri. I appreciate it.